country.
The thing that I've learned is there's students out there that really do care about the topics that we're bringing them. So once we get their engagement, they already have the care for it, and from that point on, we can be the ones to coordinate events and opportunities for them to make change.
Our future economic opportunities are really important, and events like My 2 Cents give us a great platform to engage people, to get folks motivated, to get folks interested in something that really seems dry and not really attainable or accessible for people my age.
Up to Us has helped me learn to work together with my peers that have different political views, different opinions, and we've learned to collaborate together and to put our differences aside and to raise awareness about the national debt.
What Up to Us really does is get students to mobilize towards solutions for these economic crisis and these economic problems that we are having as a country, especially as our generation will be soon taking the helm. We have to start thinking towards our future as well as our children's future.
Up to Us proved that politics does not have to be red or blue. It can be non-partisan, bipartisan, or collaborative.
Up to Us educates, mobilizes, and inspires my generation to take our fiscal policy seriously so that we can better our economic future.
Up to Us is helping me to grow as a leader, how to communicate the message, how to deliver the message, how important the fiscal issues are for our future.
Up to Us has encouraged me to be more involved in politics and policies that may affect millions of people's lives.
Up to Us has given me a community to work with a very diverse group of people and appreciate difference.
So Up to Us has enabled us to give us more of a voice and a platform for that information, but it's done so not only with applying the knowledge, but also just giving us skills.
Through Up to Us, I've been able to explore new places, meet new emerging leaders, and really learn useful skills, tangible skills to take out into the world.
Up to Us has given me the opportunities that really sets me apart from my peers in terms of my ability to make change.
Thank you. While the national debt affects everyone, the millennial generation has the most at stake. The budget decisions that we make today will impact the opportunities that they have tomorrow. Our growing debt will affect everything from finding a job, to paying off loans, to accessing capital to start a business or buy a home. The average student debt balance today is $27,000. Now compare that to our federal debt, which today is about $40,000 per person and is on a path to more than double over the next 25 years. So even though they don't receive a bill every month for their share of the national debt, it's a real obligation and a serious threat to their future. Well, it turns out the next generation is catching on. As you saw in the video, Up to Us is a nonpartisan grassroots initiative that engages students on campuses across the country. They compete to educate and engage their peers about the nation's fiscal future and their own economic opportunities. We started with just 10 campuses 5 years ago, and this year more than 75 teams participated across 34 states. In total, the initiative has reached more than 100,000 students. This year's winning team was Jackson State University. The team showed remarkable creativity with a spirited campaign. They met with state lawmakers, delivered classroom presentations, and engaged campus clubs to drive home the importance of addressing our fiscal challenges. They even hosted a debt-themed game night featuring such hits as The Debt is Right, Wheel of Debt, and Debt Jeopardy. Students walk away from these events with a little more entertainment and a little more enlightenment about our fiscal issues facing our country. And the Jackson State team walked away with a $10,000 prize. So we want to bring them out and congratulate the Jackson State team and welcome 4 students, Terrence Dillon, Jaquan Walker, Samuel Lewis, Gerson Guevara, and Javon Davia, who couldn't be here today. So let's give them a round of applause. Well done, well done. Congratulations. Well done. Nice job. Do a little picture? Here, I'll stand in the middle. It's not a big check, but you got it? All set? You guys look straight out first, please. Okay. Just wanted to ask you a couple quick questions. So what did you learn about the fiscal issue that you'd like to share with the audience today during this project?
Well, it was shocking just to hear we're 20 trillion in debt. At first I thought it was billion. I'm like, billion? I'm like, okay, but there's no note. They said trillion. I was like, trillion? Like,
the difference, yes.
And then it was more shocking to hear that so much of that, I think, if I remember right, around 40% came in just within like the previous 5 years, around the estimate around that. And it's like, wow, like if we keep this up, where are we going to be at in another 5 years? And the fact that that debt is going to be inherited not just for us later along the line, but like our future generations and offspring. It shows you how important it is that you can't just shrug it off to the side because we aren't seeing the effects right now. We have to do something about it, get the ball rolling, or else we're really going to see something possibly catastrophic later on. And I don't want to put that on my future children, like, hey, I love you, but, could you take care of this for me? Like, I don't want to do that. So, yeah.
Good. And how would you recommend that we engage people in your generation on this issue? What did you learn about the engagement process and what gets them involved?
Well, what we realized is the best thing to do is first you got to relate it to them the most. So, at its core, this is going to affect us in the long run, our offspring. So, of course, that relates to us. But you can use analogies such as, especially with college students, being in debt, having to deal with debt. Imagine if you got a house and the only thing you was paying was just the interest on it, not even the debt itself. You would be asking yourself, how am I going to pay this house off? I'm not even paying off the actual house yet. But that interest keeps growing. You have to think about what can we do now to, actually take care of the debt, not just continue to let it accumulate, because we might not see the repercussions of it right now, but it's going to come eventually. And we can't just leave that up to chance and just shrug it off.
Pretty amazing, right? Well, this is exactly why we do this, so it's a great pleasure to have you here. I also want to recognize the other top 19 teams. We invited the top 20 to come, so if they could all stand up and be recognized by the audience. They all did a terrific job, so don't be shy. There they are. So,
you guys are great.
Good job. I was asked at lunch if I have any hope for the future. This kind of thing gives me hope for the future, so thank you so much, and we'll be back with the rest of the program in a few minutes. So congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Well done.